Welcome to Madison Square Garden in New York. It's an NBA Sunday night on ESPN and EA Sports as we get set for the second meeting of the season between the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. So the regular season continues to wind down. Jeff, obviously this team that clinched their playoff spot, they know where they're going to be come postseason time. But these games still mean something for this club.
Well, seeding's important. You want to get the best possible seed. You want to have.
All right, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94 here with another NBA Live My Career Game Plan. Today we're taking on Paul George and the Indiana Pacers, and we're gonna try and see if we come out here with the win. So I throw the lob to Robin Lopez or Sideshow Bob, whatever you want to call him.
Complete. The defense absolutely dominated. Their disposition defensively was greater than their offensive disposition.
We're taking on these guys, and may I say, that boy Paul George is balling right now. I picked him as my third favorite to win MVP, meaning that he has a good chance but not a strong chance. But he is not disappointed. Paul George is out here fucking balling right now. And everybody was shitting on Monta Ellis in the beginning, talking about, oh, Monta Ellis ain't doing his part. Monta Ellis this. Monta Ellis ain't doing this. Monta Ellis ain't doing it. Bruh. Here's the thing about Monta. Here's the thing that I noticed about Monta Ellis. When he was with the Bucks, he was not comfortable. He had to play a few games to understand the system. Trust me when I tell you, it's not really about him just clicking right away. It's about Monta Ellis, finding a rhythm and finding out what he can do to help your team. Because trust me when I tell you, Monta Ellis is one of those players that could be an all-star, but he falls under that sidekick role. Except for when, like in Steph Curry's earlier years, he wasn't like really a. I mean, I don't know what that Warriors team could have been if they actually did keep Monta Ellis. And I mean, could you imagine though if they never traded away for Andrew Bogut? I mean, Andrew Bogut probably out the league right now, probably, because I know good damn and well with the team we got right now at the Bucks. No, we wouldn't even have this. We wouldn't even bother with Andrew Bogut at this point. Still though, we took him first overall over Chris Paul and Darren Williams. Yeah, smart idea, Bucks, smart idea. But anyways though, I mean, could you imagine though that Warriors team? That Warriors team with Monta Ellis, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, Draymond Green, Harrison Barnes, and the rest of that in the bench, and the rest of the bench minus Andrew Bogut. Could you imagine Monta Ellis being on that team? That team on paper sounds like a two-time champion back-to-back team, and then eventually the Spurs just break through and just beat them. And then one year they finally faced the Spurs in a playoff series, and the Spurs beat them in 7. So yeah, it's bound to happen. So I don't know how that team will be, but yeah. Anyways though, man, like I said, man, Monta Ellis is a guy who has to get comfortable. He has to get comfortable. He has to relax, and he has to find his role in a system before he can actually, fit in. Which is why it took him a little while to get in. Because I remember with the Bucks, it took him almost to like the last 4 games of the season to really like him and Brandon Jennings to like actually have a good, no foul call, ref, really. A good good chemistry. But anyways though, Paul George though, that man. I said it before, I'll say it again. He's my third. He was my third favorite for MVP. I knew he was going to come out balling this year because he didn't have a crew no more. He doesn't have Roy Hibbert. He doesn't have David West no more. Lance Stevenson's gone. Like, it's him. It's him versus the Eastern Conference now. He doesn't have a squad no more. And I knew right out the gate he was going to come out firing on all cylinders. I'm not shocked that he's putting up 40 to 30 points every game now. You know, he's just snapping all over the place. Got the Indiana Pacers sitting in the second seed in the East right now. I mean, everybody was writing the Indiana Pacers all saying, oh, Paul George he ain't going to be 100% after that leg injury. He ain't going to be 100%. Understandable. I mean, that leg injury was kind of gruesome to watch, which is why I say don't watch it. But he's back and he's on fire, man, and I'm not surprised at all. I think I said he was going to be third favorite for MVP voting. He's looking like the second favorite right now. Look like the second favorite right now. For now, like I said in my Steph Curry video, it's too early in the season to predict who's going to win MVP right now because everybody can look good, but to me, I feel like this is going to be Paul George for the rest of the year, pretty much, because I think he's coming to because he's been developing. He has been developing, and it looks like his talents are starting to evolve even more. We're starting to see a little bit that we were kind of neglected from seeing last year because he was injured, but it seems like his skills are starting to come in. Like he's starting to really take it. Like he's even embracing playing power forward now, and he's actually doing a good job playing power forward because he's been a really big mismatch with a lot of power forwards, and him being 6'10", 6'9", and all. I mean, man. I mean, dude is just out here now. So I'm definitely expecting him to play this way for the rest of the season. I'm definitely expecting the Indiana Pacers to stay probably in the top 5 at best. I'm not going to say top 3. I think the second spot is just – I think they're just in the second spot for right now until other teams start to, you know, get in gear and shit like that. And then when teams start to get in gear, that's when the Eastern Conference is really going to unfold, and we're really going to see who's at the top. But I do think the Cleveland Cavaliers will hold that #1 seed down for the rest of the year. So yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about Paul George, man. I think he's balling. He's going out of his mind, you know. Yeah. So I'm gonna simulate, and I will see you all in the second half.
The NBA game is a long game. You may try to keep the game within striking
All right.
distance.
Just got sub back in.
To run up this huge lead, and now they take their timeout.
We're taking care of business against the Pacers.
No question. Yep, that's a foul called against the Knicks. Their first team foul.
I gotta be quite honest about the Pacers, man. I listen. I know the Pacer fans gonna get mad at me and say, "Well, you don't think they're gonna finish in top 3? You think they're gonna finish in top 5?" Because, like I said, you have teams like Miami, you have teams like the Bulls, you have teams like yeah, pretty much them two. Pretty much them two at this point. Oh yeah, Toronto as well. Toronto has been balling as well, but I don't think Toronto is as good as the Indiana Pacers. I don't think the Toronto Raptors team is as good as a one Paul George. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say you finish in the top 5, because you could probably be the 4 or 5 seed at best, which is probably home court advantage for y'all. And
sometimes the shot clock violations are a result of good defense. On this case,
why did I get subbed back out? Why am I getting subbed in and out? I just got subbed into the game. Now I'm getting subbed back. Okay, EA. At least it's not like 2K where when you get subbed out, you be down by like 20 and shit. You do all that hard work for nothing. I swear. 2K.
There's the perfect pick. Gets in the paint.
Oh no, that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want to do.
The Knicks with the offensive
Pass it right back to you, boy. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. You bitch. Y'all some bitches.
Budinger. 2 minutes. Lawson from downtown. Nobody near him. Hits the three. 5 3-pointers for the Pacers.
You give this man time to set his
Oh,
feet,
got him.
he's gonna
And one, ref.
point in time and time again.
But yeah, I don't think they'll finish top 3. I think because of Miami and Chicago. I think Miami and Chicago are going to be in the top 3 discussion with Cleveland. I think Indiana is going to be knocked down to the 4th seed. I mainly say that only because they're not loaded. The Indiana Pacers, I said Pacers. Indiana Pacers aren't. They're not loaded like Chicago and Miami are. Miami is loaded. Chicago is loaded. They have talent all around. Indiana has improving talent and talent that, you know, their talent pool is not steep. I don't see them even making it out. I can see them making out the first round, but I can't see them making out the second round. If they do make it out the second round, make it to the conference finals, you will have to face a LeBron James. If LeBron does not have to face the Chicago Bulls or Miami, which I really do want to see. I want to see Cleveland versus Miami in the playoff series because I really do want to see that. We've never got a chance to see Wade or LeBron go at each other in the playoffs before. Never, ever, ever throughout their whole career have they ever played against each other. They played with each other in the playoffs, but never against each other. That's one thing I think I've been wanting to see for the longest. But yeah, I honestly think that if they can make it out, they have a chance to be back in championship talks for the next couple of years or so. But as of right now, I just don't see it. And that's just me. So, yeah. I think they'll do good. I think they'll be a good first round. I think they're a good second round exit at best. You know, facing off against a Chicago or Miami, they'll probably end up getting knocked out in 6 to 7 games. I think they won't. I don't think they're gonna go out easy, but I think the Indiana Pacers will be a team to really look forward to going forward with Paul George, and hopefully they can get some talent around him like you see right now. Like for instance, they got Ty Lawson, Justice Winslow, Monta Ellis. Man, this team is stacked on paper, but it's ass. It's ass though. I don't know if it's ass now. I think they are in the playoffs now. I don't remember. Last time I remember seeing this team, I think they was like 5 wins. I think they only had like 5 wins on the season. I think they had like 5 wins and 10 losses. I don't know. But we at the end of the season now, so yeah. And we just handed them another L. That's probably not helping them with their playoff chances right now. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be about it. We take care of business. It's the Knicks versus the Hicks. We take care of business. I believe we have one more game left against these guys, and I think that's the last game of the season. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. I'll get back to you. Till then, peace out.
And got rewarded as a result. The Pacers are no longer suffering through what was a big-time blowout. My advice for these guys is not to watch any TV tonight, because it's not going to help them forget about this game. Everyone is going to be talking about this one. The Pacers relied on these guys for their scoring here today.
Game track. Blocks.
The Indiana Pacers gave up a lot of blocks in this matchup. However, they did win in the 4 shots category, which is how I think a lot of those swats were even made possible.
player of the game.
And what we have here are highlights worth 1,000 words. There's no question he stood out amongst the rest in today's matchup. And here's a look at his stat line.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 3. Number 2. Number 1.
NBA scores just for you. Have a look. With the playoffs coming up, here are the Eastern Conference standings. These are the remaining matchups. And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining me.